This Thursday, Jesus is at a table with the disciples celebrating the feast of Passover. The Last Supper is a profound significant event in the life of Jesus Christ, marking the final meal he shared with his apostles before his crucifixion. The Lord Jesus, on this night, he was betrayed, instituted the Eucharistic sacrifice of his body and his blood. In instituting it, he did not merely say, "This is my body, this is my blood," but went on to add, "which is given for you, which is poured out for you." Jesus did not simply state that what he was giving them to eat and drink was his body and his blood. He also expressed his sacrificial meaning and made sacramentally present his sacrifice, which would soon be offered on the cross for the salvation of all. It was the day when Christ initiated a new covenant, uttering the solemn command, "Do this in remembrance of me," and generously shared his body and blood for the sake of humanity. The Mass is at the same time and inseparably the sacrificial memorial in which the sacrifice of the cross is perpetuated and the sacred banquet of communion with the Lord's body and blood. Today, Jesus fell on his face and prayed to God, asking to be relieved of the sufferings to come. "Father, if you are willing, remove this cup from me. Yet not my will, but yours be done." His sweat, like great drops of blood, fell upon the ground, a testament to the intensity of his anguish. But he surrendered himself to the divine plan, embracing the path to become the Eucharist for us. In the Garden of Gethsemane, Jesus wanted to his disciples to keep him company, yet he had to experience lowliness and abandonment. "So, could you not watch with me 1 hour? Watch and pray that you may not enter into temptation." Judas Iscariot betrayed Jesus to the Romans by identifying him in public so they could arrest Jesus. Judas pointed out Jesus to the authorities by kissing him in greeting. Only John would remain at the foot of the cross, at the side of Mary and the faithful women. The agony in Gethsemane was the introduction to the agony of the cross on Good Friday. The Holy Hour, the hour of the redemption of the world. The teaching of the Eucharist that we understand as Catholics tells that even our most intense suffering can be transformed into a deep and profound joy. As Pope Benedict XVI says, "I encourage all of you to discover more fully in the Eucharist the sacrament of Christ's sacrificial love, the inspiration and strength needed to work ever more generously for the spread of God's kingdom and the growth of the civilization of love." Dear brothers and sisters, here is the Church's treasure, the heart of the world, the pledge of the fulfillment for which each man and woman even unconsciously yearns. In the humble signs of bread and wine, changed into his body and blood, Christ walks beside us as our strength and our food for the journey, and he enables us to become for everyone witnesses of hope.